This time, let's go to the neuropsychiatric examination preparation. So, as part of the tips that I discussed last from the previous video, you can watch it. So you can check my channel and just type how to pass the neuropsychiatric examination. I have given their tips, and one of the tips is that the coverage of neuropsychiatric examination is the Guilford Zimmerman Temperament survey. So I have found this from digital.library.unt.edu. So this examination, in which it instructs us that read each statement carefully. If statement seems to be true, or if you agree with it, then mark yes. Mark your answer as yes if you agree with the statement. But if you don't agree, then, or it is more false than true, then place no. If you disagree, just place no. If you cannot decide between yes and no, so you may mark answer question mark. So we will just only be having a yes or no, between yes or no and a question mark. So if I were you, always take sides. Do not make a questions. Do not stay in the middle. Be sure to answer every item. There are no right or wrong answers in the usual sense of a high score being necessarily the best. Yes, it will test your personality. It will test how you will react on a certain situation. The purpose of this survey will be served best if you describe yourself and state your opinions as accurately as possible. You may notice that many items are similar. Actually, no two items are exactly alike. So it means to say this Guilford Zimmerman Temperament survey, it tests our consistency. Aside from our personality, it tests also our consistency, because questions here are similar but they are not the same. They are not exactly alike. So notice that the numbering of items on the answer sheet follows across. Yes. So this time, let's try to read some questions. Okay. So these are now. So let's try to answer. Just say yes or no. First, you start to work on a project with a great deal of enthusiasm. Yes or no? For me, yes. It's a new project. You would rather plan an activity than take part in it. You would rather plan an activity than take part in it. No. When there is a plan, then we will take part on it. If we plan, the more we need to take part of it. You have more than once taken the lead in organizing a project or a group of some kind. You have more than once taken the lead in organizing a project or a group of some kind. Based on my experiences, no. Not yet, no. You like to entertain guests. You like to entertain guests, no. Your interest change quickly from one thing to another, no. When you eat a meal with others, you are usually one of the last to finish. I'm not all the times. You believe in the idea that we should eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow we die. No. Eat, drink, and be merry, it means to say you are just only be in your comfort zone. You don't face the reality. When you find that something you have bought is defective, you hesitate to demand an exchange or a refund. Yes, sometimes, because I've already this, but if that is very expensive, it depends. If the thing is very expensive and there is defect, we do not have any knowledge, without our fault, so we will assert to refund it. But if the thing is just only less amount, cheap, we will not anymore hesitate. We will not anymore we are hesitate to return it. You find it easy to make new acquaintances. You find it easy to make new acquaintances. Yes. You are sometimes bubbling over with energy and sometimes very sluggish. Bubbling, it means to say you are bubbled with energy, you are filled with energy. Sometimes. Yes. You are happiest when you get involved in some project that calls for rapid action. No, not that happiest. I'm glad only. Other people think of you as being very serious-minded. No, I'm not that serious-minded. In being thrown by chance with a stranger, you wait for him to introduce himself. Yes. Introduce. Let them introduce first when it comes by chance. You like to take part in many social activities. No, I'm not that active in taking part of social activities. You sometimes feel just miserable. You sometimes feel just miserable for no good reason at all. No, for no good reason. You are often so much on the go that sooner or later you may wear yourself out. I think of important things to do before I answer an invitation. You like parties, you attend to be lively. No, I'm not that inclined with these parties. No. If you hold an opinion that is radically different from the expressed by a lecturer, you are likely to tell him about it either during or after the lecture. Yes. When it is different, then when that opinion is different from the lecturer, I talk it after the lecture. We share ideas. I ask how, why that is the opinion. It is difficult for you to chat about things in general with people. It is difficult for you to chat about things in general. No, I like to ask opinions about the current events. Yes. You often wonder where others get all the excess energy they seem to have. Yes. I'm wondering where did they get the energies. You are inclined to stop to think things over before you act. You are inclined to stop to think things. Yes, it's very important to think first before making an act. Last 3 questions. You avoid arguing over a price with a clerk or salesman. You avoid arguing. Yes. I ask why is it so pricey. If they can explain it properly, it's good enough for me. But we are not anymore. I don't avoid, but I just ask. You would dislike very much to work alone in some isolated place. You would dislike. Yes, I really dislike to work in some isolated place. I want to share. I want to talk. You often find it difficult to go to sleep at night because you keep thinking of what happened during the day. Yes, sometimes. If I'm wondering where I missed, where did I fail? Yes, I don't know. So these are some. We will just only read at least 25 questions. But if you find this interesting, if you want to try to test your personality, how you will react, you can visit this digital.library.unt.edu. So it has a 300 questions, repeating questions, but they are not exactly all. Okay, so prepare now.